Here we have 3 punch cards. This is a silver reed punch card, a brother punch card, and a blank punch card that you can punch out yourself. All of these punch cards have 24 stitches across. And why is 24 a good number? Because it is divisible by so many numbers. So 24, you could have a repeat of 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. So lots of options when you're designing punch cards. So if we look at this one, the repeat here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 3 repeats going across. The repeat here is 12, so 2 repeats going across. As far as going this way, it doesn't really matter. If you're punching out your own punch card, you can stop at any time as long as it's long enough to go around and connect inside the machine. So you can see this one is a lot shorter than this one. And you can even attach several different cards together if you have a very long repeat. The difference between the silver reed and the brother punch card is how far away the first row of the pattern is from what you see at the top of the slot. So down here is the first row of the pattern, and then if we count up 7 rows, we get to the number 1 here. So this is what you would see when you've put the punch card in the machine and it's reading row 1. On the silver reed punch card, there's only 5 rows from the first row of the pattern to the number 1, which doesn't mean that you couldn't use this on a brother machine. They're all interchangeable. You would just have to know to roll it up to row 3 if you wanted to make sure you were starting on the first row and you were using a silver reed card in a brother machine, and vice versa. You would bring it down a couple of rows if you were using this card in a silver reed machine. So the 2 rows of completely punched out holes in the top and the bottom just allow you to overlap and connect the cards together, so it basically can read through those punched out holes to what the card is programmed to do underneath that. And then the holes up the side here connect to cogs inside the machine and allow it to be moved around. You can't change the position of the pattern on the machine. If you look at the needle tape, you can see where each set of 24 needles is going to show up, and you can't move that. The only thing you can change is which needles you bring into work. So if I was working with this card and I just wanted a very narrow piece with 1 seahorse, I would just bring 24 needles into work, 12 each side of 0, and I would get this. If I wanted 2 seahorses and I brought 24 each side of 0, I would get this. I would get my seahorse in the center, and then half a seahorse, and then the other half. But if I wanted 2 full seahorses, I would have to shift the needles along, the working needles along, so that I can get 2 whole repeats like this here. The cards are printed to go into the reader a certain way, but it doesn't matter which way you put it in, really. You can put it in facing the other way. You just would want to mark where the start row is so that when you put it in, this is a brother machine, so it would need to go down 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then it's lined up at the right spot. You could even put it in upside down if you wanted to. The cards get joined together with these snaps. They start off looking like that in pairs, but it's really only a question of time before they look like that in individual pieces. But they're still perfectly usable like that. That was one of our videos from the patterning class at the Knitting School. To find out more or to take the whole class, go to www.theknittingschool.online.